the rarest DC Pops. What up, Randies? My name is Stan, and with Batman vs Superman releasing later this month, I figured now would be the perfect time to take a look at the rarest and most elusive DC Funko Pops ever released. Now, I'm admittedly more of a Marvel guy myself, but that doesn't mean that I don't appreciate how powerful and complex some of these superheroes and villains are. And today, we're taking a look at the characters who will live on forever as adorable pieces of expensive plastic. It should be noted, however, that some of the rarer DC Pops were already brought up in past videos of this series, so if you're confused as to why something like the metallic black Batgirl or glow-in-the-dark Green Lantern weren't on this list, then you should probably watch the others first. But with that out of the way, let's get into this long overdue video. Here are the rarest Funko Pops DC Showcase. Throughout the last 100 years of media, only a handful of figures have risen to the upper echelon of popularity, and along with Mickey Mouse, this next character may be the most iconic ever created. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Silver Superman, and like his Batman counterpart, you'd better believe that this guy is almost impossible to track down. For starters, once again, like the Silver Batman I mentioned in part 2 of this series, Silver Superman was created as a reward to the employees of whichever Hot Topic store sold the most Pops for the month of December 2015. Unsurprisingly, many of the original 144 pieces produced have found themselves on secondhand markets, and now sell for around $470 US. But you can bet with time, this Justice Leaguer will only become more and more lucrative to collectors, which means that at least in the world of Funko, Batman always comes out on top. And hey, speaking of Batman, Batman, it's always Batman. Seriously, this is only my third Funko related video, and yet somehow this is the fourth Batman Pop that I'll be covering. But apparently collectors just can't get enough of this billionaire vigilante. Because I've already covered his silver, flashpoint, and blue metallic incarnations in previous installments, the next rarest version to show off is the Chase Batman metallic variant. However, it should be noted that I'm specifically referring to the one with the yellow symbol on his chest. And yes, there are so many Batman Pops at this point that it's paramount for me to be this specific. Anyways, released in 2010, once again as a coveted Chase figure, this entry in the Pop Heroes line of figures has bataranged his way to a secondhand price of $560 US and climbing. But this incarnation of Batman once again pales in comparison to its metallic Batgirl equivalent. Also released as a simple Chase variant during the same line in 2010, metallic Batgirl now sells for slightly more at $580, again likely due to lower production numbers than her male counterpart. But unless your superpower happens to be finding great bargains online, good luck securing either one of these special figures for your collection. Despite being sort of Batman and sort of Robin Hood, Green Arrow has always been one of my favorite members of the DC family ever since his first appearance in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon. Couple all of that nostalgia with the popular Arrow live-action series, and it starts to make sense why both his original and metallic variant Funko Pop figures sell for so much today. Well, that and the fact that only 240 metal variants were released as Gemini Collectibles exclusives all the way back in 2011. Despite not being nearly as rare as Silver Superman, due to time and the booming collector's market, the Green Arrow metallic exclusive now sells for a steady $660 US, and along with some of the other metallic DC variants, his price only keeps increasing with every subsequent year. So if you can't live without the Emerald Archer in your collection, make sure you have deep pockets and shoot for a good deal. As much as I enjoy Marvel for its colorful and charming library of heroes, I have to concede that when it comes to supervillains, overall DC wins by a mile, at least in my opinion. So it should probably come as no surprise that two of the rarest Funko Pops in the DC lineup are characters belonging to Batman's vast rogues gallery. Amazingly, the metallic Penguin and metallic Riddler chase figures are the hardest of all the DC villains to capture, and sell for even more than some of the Batmans out there. Released in the Pop Heroes lineup with the Batgirl and Batman figures mentioned earlier, these two metallic chase variants were created in 2010 and quickly sold out. There's honestly no way of telling how many still exist today, or how many were actually even produced, but at this point Penguin fetches between $600 to $700 on average, with the Riddler selling for around $750. As crazy as it seems, this makes both of these Funkos rarer than any Joker figure ever produced, and cements their place as the rarest DC villains in Funko Pop history. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode, but if you haven't yet, make sure you check out the other two entries in this series, and if this video does well enough, look forward to showcases on the rarest Marvel and Disney Pops ever released. Also, make sure you share your collection with me in the comments, follow us on Twitter if you feel so inclined, and as I always say, happy hunting, baby rhinos. Take care.